Well, today we will be making our own double ruffled pillowcase or cushion. Okay. Hello, good afternoon. This is Sharon from Everything Beautiful. Today I will be showing you how to do a pillowcase. What is a pillowcase? It's those two pillows that you put them on your bed before you put on your cushions. Okay, those pillows at the back. So I know you will probably get pillowcase with your duvet or your comforter when you purchase them, and of course you can get anything you want now in the store. Everything is available there. It's not like when I was growing up we had to make everything when the holidays come or when we want things. It's different now. You get everything ready made now. The thing is that a lot of people like their stuff customized. They cannot find the colors that they want. Say, for instance, you're one that really likes purple and pink together. It may be difficult to find those. So here I am today. I'm going to show you how to make it. So here is one that I made a long time ago, and it has an opening to the back. Here should have an opening, a zipper or a overlap. So this is the overlap. You put your pillow inside there, and if you look, it's very deep. Okay, and I have frills here around the side. We don't call them frills anymore. We call them ruffles. When I was growing up, we call them frills. And this is what the front looks like. Okay, it's pretty neat, and as I said, I did it years ago. Okay, so that is what I'll be showing you how to do today. And this ruffle is actually gathered. No, we don't really use this anymore. My students hated doing this because the thread would burst all the time. So what I just tell them, just use pleats, make pleats, and you can use knife pleats, and you can use box pleats, and you can also be very creative. So without further ado, let me show you what I'll be doing. So this is the fabric I'm actually working with. Okay, and if you notice, it has a lot of orange in it. I bought this fabric in December, I think, to make just two cushions, and this is left. So this is actually 19 by 22, and so you're gonna so two sides are 19, so that would be 38, and 22 and 22, that is 44. So that's going to be 38 and 44. So that is going to be 38 and 44. 8 and 4, 12. And 4 and 3, 7. And that's one about 8, 78 inches total. Let me see again. I'm trying to roughly do it in my head. Let me check to ensure that I'm correct. So it's going to be 44 and 38. So it's 8 and 4, 12, and 4 and 3, 7, and 1, 8. Sorry about that. It's actually 82 inches. So the circumference is 82 inches. The orange is very dominant. There's 3 different shades of green here. I do not have the green that matches this, but you don't have to use something that really matches it, that is so identical. You can use another green that will more make it of a contrast, but works well with it. So I'm going to show you what I have here, and I'll be making 2 rows of ruffles, and I actually taught my students this. So I'm very proud, very happy to share this with you today in interior decorating or interior designing. Interior designing is when you do your own thing. I think there's a difference because you can go in town, purchase anything you want at the store. I said this once before. I don't know if some people are upset with me. Yeah, so you can purchase everything, your pillows, your vases, your flowers, your rugs, just anything you want, and come home and decorate your space if you have the touch for decorating, but when you actually design, it is different. It's actually interior designing, and I don't know if this exists, but I actually taught my students to do this. So The orange and the green is in the fabric I'm using, and so I have two pieces here. And as I said, what you would do with the 82 inches, you would actually double that. So 2 and 2 is 4, and 8 and 8 is 16. So you will end up with a 160 4 inches with an allowance of about 1 inch, okay, or inch and a half, so maybe 165, okay, 165 inches. So we need 165 inches of both of this, so when it is pleated it will go right around the circumference of the cushion cover. Okay, so I have two pieces here, and whenever you're doing the double ruffle, what you have to do is make one smaller. So the top one, if the bottom one is 3 inches or 3.5 inches, the top one is going to be 3 inches, because if you do them exactly like that, you won't have the bottom color showing. So you would make the top one a little bit shorter than the bottom one. So it's going to be, as I said before, 165 or 66 inches. If you want a little bit more allowance to play with there, you might make a mistake, so some of my students, and you have to cut off something. So let's work with 166 inches. And as I said, it all depends on the size of the pleats that you're putting in. Okay, so here we are. So I have both pieces here. What I have to do is to run a stitching line right across the top here to hold, and that's going to be about 1/2 inch from the top to hold both pieces together. So when I stitch it onto the cushion, it will be like that, okay? And I'm going to be forming my pleats like this, okay? So you will see the pleats, all right? And the reason for this, as I said before, a lot of people like their stuff customized and they cannot get it. So that is why I decided to do this video today. So another thing I have to say is, if you really don't like sewing, don't do it. It's very tedious. Um, when I was at school, some people might see their friends doing it and would want to come and do it, and they don't have the tolerance for it. For some people, it's a gift. And for some people, they love it, so they will learn, and as I said before, you can get anything you want in the store now, but for some people, they do really like to make their own stuff. They're inspired by what they see, and they just want to be creative and do their own thing. So I hope you will be inspired, and I hope you will certainly try to make your pillow shams and your cushions for yourself. Okay, thank you. So here it is. This is what we're working with. So I have stitched about 1/2 inch from the top, stitch both of them together. You see it, one is on top of the other, and this is the thread that is holding it. Also, I have made 4 pleats here, 1 2 3 4, and if you look there, they're not overlapping. If you do the pleats too close like this, they will overlap, use up too much of the material, and finishes before you actually go around the cushion case. So this is the way it ought to be done. But then again, if you're new to it and you're practicing, that is going to happen. So my students, I always let them, if the material finishes, if the border, this is actually called the border, or the ruffle, say for instance this finishes, they would always leave the edge like this open, okay, so that they can add a little bit more to it in case they might have used up too much. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to make the pleats now. So I've done 4. Just take it, and I'm actually using knife pleats. Don't make them too deep, don't let them overlap, just pinch it on a little bit like that. Okay, don't want it to be too thick, and you put a pin there, and that pin will hold it together. Now when you're finished with this, you'll have to go back to the machine to secure these pleats. So this same line, and I've used the white thread. The reason for that I wanted you to see the line. So this, the same line that is there, you will stitch another thread in that line, and what that will do is hold the pleats together. And then after that, let me show you what it's going to look like when it is finished. Okay, so when it is finished, this is what it's going to look like. So you want to get all of the white thread in. So that's what it's going to be looking like. So I hope you see where we are going with this, and I hope you also like it. But putting on this now to this is going to be the challenge, because you're going to put this here and the back of this you're going to put it there. So when you stitch this on first, you're going to stitch this on here in the same line again. This line represents your guideline. This line is actually your guideline, your stitching line. Okay, so that is what this represents. This is what you will follow use all the way through. So when you stitch it on this side, you will actually see it over this side, and when you put the back onto this like this, when you turn it over, then you will see the line, and that's the same line that you will use. We like to keep our work very neat, and that is why I know disrespect some people who are sewing and are not getting their work very neat. You have to baste. My students would sit down and baste this. Sometimes I would see maybe 1,000 pins or so, and I'd say, oh my God, I've never seen so many pins in one pillow sham. You know, but they were actually practicing. One of them is actually perfect now. She owns her own business. She sews for people in the States. She sends up her things, and I'm very proud of her. She was passionate about it and wanted a school for years. Went into the hotel business. It never worked. When I advertised, she came, and that was it. She found her niche. So let me go finish this up and show you what it's looking like when I you know, add the pleats, the border here to it, or the ruffle, as we can say, or we should say. Thank you for watching.